Hello everybody, I am Gregory Pisswater and welcome back to my poopy doopy on the YouTubey. In today's video, we are going to be talking about some unmade, scrap, very unknown Halloween sequels that were so close to being made but just never saw the light of day. Like in Halloween 6, what if instead of over-the-top cult stuff, we got over-the-top futuristic time travel, right? Or what if we got a sequel to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 or a sequel to Halloween Resurrection? These are the things we're going to be talking about today, so if you give a shit, join me as I talk about these unmade and forgotten Halloween sequels. Halloween 3D. Now, this one would be a sequel to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but it would not be written or directed by Rob Zombie himself. This sequel would instead be directed by Todd Farmer, the iconic director of legendary movies such as the My Bloody Valentine remake and Jason X. Yes. So you already know this one's about to be a classic. Farmer's script took a bold approach by reimagining the ending of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Instead of Laurie delivering the final blow to Michael Myers, she's actually stabbing the body of Dr. Loomis. The story kicks off with Michael and Laurie on the run because, of course, Laurie turns evil. We get that so many times in this franchise. Anyways, they're hunted by the police. Michael, in true form, leaves a trail of bodies in his wake, cutting down victims before he's finally set on fire in a brutal car crash and vanishes. As Laurie is committed to an asylum, the story jumps ahead in time. This first act was designed to tie up loose ends from Rob Zombie's vision, while the rest of the script leans more towards your classic Halloween formula. The bulk of the Halloween 3D's action takes place in a hospital, with the head doctor being played by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Tom Atkins. Of course, most known for his role in Halloween 3, also in a bunch of other horror movies. He's in a lot of horror movies. Anyways, it's a clever nod to fans, and his character would actually turn off a TV where an ad is playing for Silver Shamrock. So maybe this movie considers Silver Shamrock canon? I don't know. If that's the case, then I guess we have two characters in the same universe played by Tom Atkins. Which, I mean, shit, the more Tom Atkins, the merrier, right? Anyways, Michael returns, of course, leaving a trail of bloody, gory deaths. Apparently this movie ups the gore immensely from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is one of the most gory in the franchise, so I don't know how that would have went, but that sounds pretty cool. So Michael comes back, kills a bunch of people, yada yada yada, and he's chasing down Laurie, and somehow him and Laurie end up at a concert or festival, something like that, where there is a giant pumpkin. And they have a very bleak, honestly, it's more sad than epic, but they do have a final battle, and Laurie ends up killing herself. Yay! We love happy endings to characters in this franchise. And after this, Michael is extra relentless and pissed. I'm pretty sure the movie suggests that he's pissed that he wasn't the one to take her out himself, and so he brutally slaughters the remaining protagonists. Like, literally no one is left alive in this movie, and he pretty much just vanishes into the wilderness, and that's that. But one of the standout scenes in this movie that the script emphasized heavily is a scene where Michael takes his mask off. It's a new mask, by the way. He takes his new mask off after his old mask assumingly burnt up in the fire at the beginning of the movie. He takes it off, and it's revealed that the mask did burn, but it didn't burn off. It molded to his flesh. So his face under his mask is literally just his old mask burnt to his face. But this one, you know, it sounds okay, but having seen a couple of Todd Farmer's other horror movies, I'm sure he would have fucked it up somehow. I mean, it is 3D, that's immediately a red flag. The director, that's also immediately a red flag. And how bleak and depressing it is also a red flag, because Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is already very depressing as it is, and I guess they just upped the ante in this movie. So if really dark, depressing horror movies is your thing, then goddamn, this would have been your shit for real. Halloween Retribution. In 2003, there were plans to make a Michael Myers vs. Pinhead movie. Yeah, imagine how awesome that would have been. But eventually that fell through, and so the studio tasked 2 British writers to write a sequel to the most recent Halloween movie at the time, Halloween Resurrection. This movie would have been titled Halloween Retribution and would have tied up a bunch of loose ends pertaining to the ending of Halloween H2O, which of course certainly needed them. And the film would begin in 1964 on Halloween night, where it would show Michael Myers in Smith's Grove Sanitarium, which would basically give us more insight on Michael's psyche as a child and what his time at Smith's Grove was like. Then it would cut to the night he came home in 1978 and show us how he even escaped in the first place. Apparently, he was able to make a shiv and kill a doctor, and that's how he was able to escape in 1978, at least according to this movie's canon. Then we would do a 25-year time jump where we are reintroduced to the most legendary character in film history, Freddie Harris, of course, played by the big man himself, Big Busta Rhymes, where he's on a tour promoting a book he wrote about his encounters with Michael Myers, which sounds eerily familiar, and he would pretty much just be bragging about how he beat Michael's bitch ass, which, I mean, if I beat Michael's ass, I probably would be doing the same thing too. But unfortunately, he wouldn't last long because he would end up being the first kill of the movie, and that's how the movie would open.
Because, you know, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason, man, they always go after the brother first.
We would be getting another reintroduction to a character in this storyline, which would be John Tate. Yes, that John Tate, Laurie Strode's son, who was on vacation or something during the entirety of Halloween Resurrection, and he teams up with the one, the only Sheriff Brackett, who is now very traumatized by the death of his daughter. His character in this movie is very similar to what they did with Laurie's character in the most recent trilogy, so him and John basically want to team up and take Michael out. The movie also follows a group of teens who want to have a party on Halloween night, because of course it's a Halloween movie, what else do you expect? But the outdoor bonfire type party they had planned can't happen because it is snowing on Halloween night. Imagine how cool that would be, a Michael Myers movie in the snow. That would be cool as shit. But anyways, they change their plans and they decide to have their party in a random ass abandoned building. But it turns out that this building isn't so random after all, and it is actually the abandoned original Smith's Grove Sanitarium that Michael spent all his time at as a child. So John and Brackett end up finding out about this, and they go to the sanitarium, and shit hits the fan immediately. Epic battles start breaking out, and at the final battle, John and Michael are duking it out on a frozen river or a frozen lake or something like that. And John grabs a fire axe, very similar to his mom in Halloween H2O, and chops Michael's head off. Again, very similar to Halloween H2O. And he takes Michael's mask off, he looks at it, and eerie music starts to play, and we get a close-up at him, and essentially the movie was trying to tease that John Tate, Laurie Strode's son, was going to be the next boogeyman. Now, this one I'm kind of 50-50 on, because a lot of it's cool, like Michael in the snow and a final battle over a frozen lake, and I love that we get some extra backstory on Michael, but I'm really tired of this franchise teasing people turning evil and becoming the next Michael. We've done that a couple times in the franchise, and it never works out. We all really just want Michael Myers, so if we were to exclude that, I think this would have sounded like a pretty good sequel. Definitely better than Halloween Resurrection. We literally get more Busta Rhymes. What more could you want from this franchise? Halloween 666, The Origin. This is going to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen, so strap in. Now, this movie is the only one on the list that wasn't completely scrapped. It sort of evolved into the Halloween 6 we all know today, instead of being 100% forgotten about. But it's still wildly different from the Halloween 6 we got, for better and for worse, so let's get into it. So this film could have ended up going in so many different directions. There was actually a script from John Carpenter himself, where he sends Michael to space. He really wanted this franchise to die, didn't he? And there was also a script from Quentin Tarantino himself, but all of his movies were blowing up at the time, and he was like, fuck no, I'm not ruining my reputation with a Halloween sequel. Understandable. The writer of this script, Phil Rosenberg, had no previous credits. He was legitimately just a fan of the franchise, and somehow he got the opportunity to write a script. Anyways, this film's protagonist goes by the name of Dana Childers, who's having recurring nightmares about Michael Myers. She's also a reporter who's currently doing a report on Haddonfield's first Halloween festival since the '89 killings. Tommy Doyle is a massive outcast and obsessed with Michael in this movie, even more so than in the Halloween 6 we all got. Like, he's out there in this version. And this is probably one of the saddest parts of the sequel. Dr. Loomis is absent most of it, and it's revealed that he's actually a mental patient in a mental institute. He's essentially gone insane in his pursuit of Michael Myers, and I guess he's just not mentally there anymore. So yeah, that's the finale for Dr. Loomis we all got in this movie. We get a scene of some random annoying textbook teens completely harassing some poor homeless dude, but it's revealed that this isn't no ordinary homeless dude. This, of course, is actually Michael Myers. And he goes absolutely sicko mode on they ho asses, and that's how we're introduced to Michael Myers in this movie. Michael catches wind of Dana and her film crew coming to town to do their news report, so Michael gets a random ass knockoff version of his '78 mask at some costume shop, Halloween 4 style, and sets his sights on Dana. So Dana is doing interviews with a ton of classic characters in this franchise, such as Sheriff Brackett and Tommy Doyle, and even a character by the name of Father Carpenter, who's revealed to be that weird-ass dude who picked up a hitchhiking Loomis in Halloween 4. Later on in the movie, some more random teens would end up stealing Judith Myers' tombstone. Side note, why do they have kids stealing tombstones in horror movies? What normal ass kids just decide, hey, let's go steal some tombstones, guys? How boring is this town that these kids have nothing better to do?
Why do they do it? Goddamn kids.
Anyways, after they steal this tombstone, it's shown that these strange rays of light are coming out of the ground where Judith's tombstone was. At the same time, Dana is interviewing the parents of Lindsay Wallace, where they are shown old home videos of their family that also features the Myers family. While watching these tapes, Dana notices that Michael Myers' grandma has a striking resemblance to her own. This is where it's revealed that Dana is another long-lost sister of Michael Myers. Dana rushes off to tell Tommy about the news, while her film crew stays back and eventually gets slaughtered by Michael. Now this is where it gets weird as shit. While at Tommy's, Dana gets strapped into a super hyper-futuristic set of VR goggles that take you back in time to where you are able to see the past. Still with me? And she decides to travel back to the Sam Hain era, or the Samhain era, where she sees when the Myers bloodline was originally cursed. She finds out that the grave of Judith Myers works as a portal, where if you could send Michael through between 12 p.m. and 1 a.m. on Halloween night, you will rid of Michael forever. So eventually they get Michael Myers at this graveyard, and a super crazy epic battle ensues where they eventually end up getting the best of Michael and sending him through the portal. They think. Tommy looks at his watch and it says 1:14 a.m. Concerned if they actually got him in the grave in time, the camera pans to a man sitting at the cemetery. It's revealed to be Father Carpenter, who looks at the camera and lets out a maniacal, menacing laugh. Fade to black, roll the credits, and that's how Halloween 666, The Origin, ends. And goddamn, let me tell you, that ending sounds cool as shit. The only part of this script that I really don't fuck with is the super VR goggles. That shit sounds lame as hell. If it was like, I don't know, she like finds a witch or some kind of really old person with a lot of knowledge, or maybe she just goes to a library or something, and that's how she finds out how to destroy Michael, that would be so much better. This movie would genuinely be my favorite on the list. But futuristic VR goggles that take you back in time in the 90s? Come on now. You can do better than that. Me personally, would I have liked to see this movie? Yes. Do I think I'd like it more than the Halloween 6 we got? Probably not, because unlike most people, I genuinely love Halloween 6. So would you guys have preferred this sequel? Let me know.
Halloween 6, The Origin of Michael Myers.
Okay, everybody, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would say this is a different type of video for this channel, but a long ass time ago, I did a similar video to this about the lost Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel called All American Massacre. So if you liked this video, I strongly suggest you check that one out. And also, if you guys like this video, let me know in the comments so I can make more of them. There is a endless amount of unmade sequels to classic franchises like Friday the 13th, TCM, Child's Play, you name it, there's a ton. So I can make more videos like these if you guys like this video. And if you guys thought this video was some ballsack, also let me know that too. You know, I appreciate all feedback. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like if you liked it and subscribe if you loved it. Also check out my TikTok and Instagram. They're linked everywhere, the end of the video, the description, my channel bio. If you can't find it, then you must be blind. Okay, that'll be it. Bye!